Welcome back, viewers. We've got an incredible season premiere ahead for you all. Tina Maric giving us the latest Hollywood headlines, Max Lewis with a preview of fall television, and a whole lot more.
So get ready for liftoff, because from Ball State University, the real deal starts now.
Hello and welcome to The Real Deal, Ball State's one and only entertainment news show. I'm Logan Sowash.
And I'm Madeline May. Yes, faithful viewers, welcome to our 12th season of The Real Deal. We promise to continue to provide the best entertainment coverage possible, just as we have for the past 11 seasons.
Now you might notice some changes in these first few episodes. We will have new segment producers coming up to bat. We have an entirely new host desk thanks to a certain Aiden Hall choking to death on applesauce. And there might even be some hardcore nudity.
Okay, Logan, you know that Nicole shut that down a month ago, and again 2 weeks later.
I'm aware, but we need something to keep the viewers on the hook this season. If they constantly expect it, they'll just keep on watching.
Fair point. Entirely unethical, but fair point. Now, while we may have taken a break for the summer, the entertainment industry has not slowed down in the slightest. Here to talk about some recent headlines is our very own Tina Maric. Tina?
First up, Jimmy Fallon's interview with Donald Trump on The Tonight Show has garnered some negative reviews. Social media analytics company Canvas found that having the Republican presidential candidate as a guest drew a sizable emotional reaction on Twitter. Variety reports the company analyzes data from Nielsen and detected 22,152 emotional responses generated by that evening's Tonight Show. That is a reaction volume 627% higher than the average for previous season 3 episodes. Of all Tonight retweets captured by Nielsen on Thursday, 43% expressed some emotional response. The hate reaction volume percent is up from the rest of the season 3 and beats out the reaction volume of love responses. Fallon has been criticized for not challenging the candidate's statements during the interview. And Mario Lopez has put to rest rumors of hosting live, which have been circulating since Michael Strahan's controversial exit from the show. The Huffington Post reports Lopez has been a guest co-host there before and talked to Ellen DeGeneres about the possibility of joining Kelly Ripa back in April. He said, "No, I mean, those were flattering and very sweet, but I'm here in LA and I've already got a couple jobs and my family here. But she's awesome. I'd love to go back and hang with her anytime." Lopez hosts Extra along with the radio show and is partnering with Box Tops for Education in honor of the program's 20th birthday. Lastly, another dream is going to come true for America's Got Talent winner, 12-year-old Gracie VanderWaal. The singer and ukulele player, named the season 11 winner on Wednesday's finale, now is one step closer to achieving her ultimate dream of becoming on the Treehouse Masters show. VanderWaal told Entertainment Tonight after her victory that she hopes to spend part of her $1 million winnings on her own treehouse, fully equipped with zip lines and bridges. The Treehouse master himself, Pete Nelson, recorded a special message for VanderWaal, which Animal Planet posted to Twitter on Thursday. He was very enthusiastic and ready to help VanderWaal with the treehouse of her dreams. She has also won over several other celebrity fans, including Reese Witherspoon, Jason Mraz, and Ellen DeGeneres. VanderWaal tweeted that she would be calling Nelson and that #miracles do happen. Those are your Hollywood headlines. I'm Tina Maric.
Thanks, Tina. I'm super jealous of Grace VanderWaal. I think I deserve celebrity friendship and a pimped out treehouse.
I think the first step you should take is to become a charming, talented 12-year-old girl capable of capturing the nation's hearts. Then we'll see about your precious treehouse.
That's cold. I'll think I'll need to watch outstanding fall television pilots and premieres to soothe that burn.
Well, you're in luck. Here to give you his preview of the fall TV season is Max Lewis. Max?
It's fall, and your favorite television shows are back in business along with some exciting new shows. Several shows are returning, such as The Big Bang Theory, The Voice, Grey's Anatomy, and Law & Order SVU. But the exciting part is the new shows the networks have decided to roll out for the fall season. NBC's new comedy, The Good Place, stars Kristen Bell as a woman who finds herself dead and, surprisingly, in the good place. The comedy has received mixed reviews with critics, but is being described as hilarious. But questions have been raised about how the show will deal with religion. You'll have to see for yourself when the show premieres on September 19th. Also coming from the NBC camp is the family drama This Is Us that many have compared to the show Parenthood that signed off last year. The trailer for the show has been viewed over 100 million times and is being described as the #1 new fall series by the E! News. The show follows different people who were all born on the same day and whose lives are intertwined in unexpected ways. The show premieres on September 20th at 10/9 Central on NBC. And since ABC's Scandal will not premiere until the spring due to Kerry Washington's pregnancy, ABC is rolling out a new drama to keep its dominance over Thursday night primetime. ABC is premiering Notorious. The show is based on real-life criminal defense attorney Mark Garagos and Larry King Live news producer Wendy Walker. It's a drama that goes behind the scenes of the murky relationship between criminal law and the media as an influential attorney and a TV producer manipulate the headlines and public opinion. The show will premiere on September 22nd at 9 on ABC. Now that I filled you in on the coolest new TV shows this fall, you have to get home and set your DVRs. With your fall TV preview, I'm Max Lewis.
Thanks for that, Max. I mean, it does sound like Notorious will be an interesting time for all.
I don't know, it just sounds ridiculous.
Why is that?
I mean, influential people single-handedly influencing unbiased news sources with money and power? In 2016? What another wild soap from ABC camp.
Whatever you choose to believe there, Logan. Anyway, stick around. We've got Angelo Auriemma giving us a top 5 and so much more.
They're gonna figure out what I've done.
Did you access an unauthorized program?
The government knows that we have these documents now.
You're looking at a possible death sentence.
I can't turn back from this.
I'm pregnant. Everything is completely under control. Sort of.
Let's have a look at you. I'm gonna know I did the best I could.
Of course you did. You saved everyone.
People call you a hero.
I don't feel like a hero.
Show us your cakes that we're selling.
There's been too much talk in the press already.
I'm overwhelmed by all this attention. The left engine was still operating. What if I did get this wrong? What if I endangered the lives of all those passengers?
Whoa, what is that?
It's a baby.
Storks don't deliver babies anymore.
If this baby finds her family, then maybe I can find mine.
You'll find your family.
You think?
For sure.
This is crazy. We are delivering.
We got 7. He's got an army.
And they'll be murdered by the world's greatest lover.
Why are you here? Fighting someone else's fight.
These people deserve their lives back. Just make sure we're fighting the battle in front of us.
Welcome back to the show. As the majority of America's ticket buyers don't know, there are actually some really good movies coming out this fall.
And here to give his 5 most anticipated films for the rest of the year is Angelo Auriemma. Angelo?
Now that the summer of 2016 is finally out the door, I can say with full confidence that it will go down in history, but not in a good way. This summer featured many disappointments, whether at the box office like The BFG or Ben-Hur, or just in regards to quality. That's right, I'm looking at you, Ghostbusters and Suicide Squad. But anywho, I can finally stop bickering about these disasters because they're behind us now. Instead, it's time to look ahead to my top 5 most anticipated films for the rest of 2016. And finally, I can start bickering about those instead. Starting off our list at number 5 is The Magnificent Seven. To be honest, I didn't really know this movie was trying to take itself seriously. I thought it was another parody of The Hateful Eight, you know, kind of like the Ridiculous Six movie that's on Netflix. Well, I blame the title more than myself, but nonetheless. The movie has a star-studded cast, including but not limited to Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, and Vincent D'Onofrio. The Western action is set to premiere on September 23rd. Next up, at number 4, is Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. Well, in case you either missed out on Jason Bourne earlier this summer, or you just want more action films with aging A-list actors, this may be the movie for you. Tom Cruise is back in this prequel that details the titular character's quest to clear his name of a crime he did not commit. I'm sure you can assume the rest, a lot of punchy, shooty. The movie will punch all your theaters in the face on October 21st. Number 3 belongs to Doctor Strange. Sure, Marvel fatigue may be a very real thing that is affecting a lot of people, but Benedict Cumberbatch may just be the British defibrillator that the comic book company needs in order to regain some life. The film is guaranteed to at least offer a change of pace from the company's previous film, Civil War, by giving a lesser-known character a chance in the spotlight. All we can hope for is that it can regain the magic from films like Guardians of the Galaxy or the original Iron Man. The film is set to release on November 4th. Whew, almost there. Number 2 goes to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The studio has kept tight-lipped about the content of this film, but then again, with Eddie Redmayne at the helm and it belonging in the Harry Potter universe, I would imagine that they don't have to say anything at all. The only magic that this film is set to pull off this summer is producing a Scrooge McDuck-style pool of money. Fantastic Beasts will hit the streets and break box offices beginning November 18th. And finally, so we can call it a day, the most obvious film on this list, the one we've all been waiting for, yeah, it's Rogue One. I know, predictable, obvious, yeah. You guys, this film has Darth Vader. All right, it has James Earl Jones, it has Death Stars, it has AT-ATs on the beach. Just take my money, Disney, and don't disturb me while I throw myself in the deep freeze for the next 3 months. The next film in the Star Wars saga is set for release on December 16th, and now I'm finally done. Those have been my top 5 most anticipated films for the rest of 2016. I'm Angelo Auriemma, and I'm going back to bed now.
Thank you, Angelo. We've actually prepared you for your own deep freeze, though we hope you don't mind that it's next to the similarly frozen, lifeless body of Aiden Hall.
Why do we have his body?
Emergency anime trivia needs.
Understandable, and I'm sure so useful. We hope that you at home aren't going into a deep freeze because we've still got ourselves a great show ahead with Hannah Pulver giving us a TV recommendation, Rob White with an album review, and so much more.
Would you mind tying that rope around my waist? And it's just around the bend. Promise to hold on tight. There's a new world coming.
Wait, what's happening?
This one's coming to an end.
Is there someone at your door?
Are you seeing this?
Mike, what is that? Is everything okay?
Woo! Police are calling it one of the largest cash heists ever.
17 million missing.
Authorities are now searching for this man.
Look at him. Look like Kenny Rogers and Kenny Loggins had a love child. And then Kenny G, he just showed up to the birthday party, started playing the flute, and messed this boy up.
It's a party! It's Jake! Hey, can I party too?
What are you doing? Jake!
Now, get the keys, get the money. Car. Jump in the car, jump in the car.
You can have opinions about the Holocaust, but I won't meet with anyone who says the Holocaust didn't happen.
Professor Lipstadt, I am that David Irving. And I've got $1,000 to give anyone who can show me a document that proves the Holocaust.
I will not debate you.
Welcome back to the show. We are all fortunate enough to live in a golden age of television with a literal glut of great shows breaking the proverbial britches open every day.
Lovely imagery. Here to recommend a show she's been digging is Hannah Pulver. Hannah?
For most college students, babies aren't on our minds. Matter of fact, they're far from it. If you walk down campus with a young child and listen closely, you can literally hear the screams of every student's soul as they pass the child. You would think that with that much fear towards babies, a show about raising a child would be quite horrifying. But a show on Freeform called Baby Daddy proves to be quite the opposite. Life is crazy, and I'm sure your schedule is insanely full, but I assure you that if you make some womb for Baby Daddy, it might help you de-stress. The show is about a young adult named Ben and his crazy family and crazy friends. Ben is a real playa with different ladies in his bed every night and not a care in the world. Until the show goes Harry Potter style and a baby is left on the doorstep. Except it's a girl, it's not a wizard, and she doesn't have a lightning bolt scar. Ben has to decide what he's going to do, and spoiler alert, he ends up keeping his baby Emma. And the things that they go through are hilarious and heartfelt. The show is about more than just a baby. It's about taking things how they are and learning to cope with them. An irresponsible man all of a sudden has to take on one of the most responsible jobs, and he slowly but surely learns how to handle everything. I don't know about you, but it's sure fun to see people grow due to the crazy things that life throws at us. The show is so addicting because all the characters are, as I've said before, crazy and they're relatable. They really emphasize the nobody's perfect and that's okay thing, which I think that we all need to hear now and again. There's a crazy mom, a tall and beautiful dumb brother, my goodness, he's so beautiful, okay, a short and outgoing best friend, and a lifelong friend who creates a love triangle between the brothers, and that's all I'll say. Next time you have a free hour or feel like skipping that 4-hour nap you guys tend to take, be sure to binge the heck out of Baby Daddy. You will not regret it. It might even make you less squeamish around the little humans that are around this world. That's all from me today. Until next time, I'm Hannah Pulver.
Thank you, Hannah. You know, a crazy similar situation happened to me.
A baby was dropped off at your front door?
Except it was an old man, and he wasn't so much dropped off as he fell through various floors of my apartment complex into our room. We call him Bitey.
I don't want to know. I don't.
And far more pleasant news, Frank Ocean's long-anticipated Channel Orange follow-up arrived recently.
Here with this review of Blonde is Rob White. What did you think, Rob?
The 4-year wait is finally over. Frank Ocean debuted his album Blonde, previously titled Boys Don't Cry, this past August 20th, and for fans such as myself, it was worth every bit of the wait. Rumors surfaced about the album back in early April 2015 when the singer announced it via his Tumblr account. He teased the fact that the album would drop that upcoming July, but fell short on his word when July rolled along and no album was in sight. But in late August of this year, the album debuted exclusively on Apple Music, along with the video for Nike's, one of the tracks on the actual album, and a visual album as well, titled Endless. Now, after about a month listening to the project, I can honestly say Blonde is definitely something special. The album includes 17 tracks, with some credits towards other artists such as Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Pharrell Williams, James Blake, Paul McCartney, and many more. Frank Ocean carries some of the contemporary vibes he had on his previous Grammy-winning album Channel Orange and throws them on this current project, but he also gathers musical inspiration from the names previously mentioned. Although he did incorporate some of these different styles from these artists, he still delivered that Frank Ocean sound that fans grew to love from his previous albums. Just like his past albums, Ocean takes his experiences he had dealing with his introverted personality, his involvement in the music industry, his sexuality, and many other factors, and matches them together even more intensely into yet another beautifully sounding project. He also tackles heavy topics such as the incident with Trayvon Martin, his drug usage, and even his experience he had with his hometown of New Orleans was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. He still contributes his baritone singing level with some tenor moments, but that fans enjoy, but also drastically experiments with the pitch of his voice in some of his songs. For example, in the track Nike's, for the first half of the song, Frank's voice is distorted in a high-pitched vocal range that reminds me of something similar to Alvin and the Chipmunks, but without lame or corny in any way. Overall, I believe Blonde is an amazing project. In my opinion, it's one of the best albums of 2016 so far. Ocean stays true to his sound while also experimenting and tinkering with it, but without straying away from his original style. He sings about new experiences and challenges he's faced in his life while still giving that fans a project something they will enjoy. I hope the album obtains some Grammy nominations and hopefully wins some as well. I highly recommend this album whether if you're a Frank Ocean fan or not. But if you are and you haven't heard this album yet, what are you waiting for? You should listen to it ASAP. I promise you will not be disappointed. That was my review of Frank Ocean's album Blonde. Until next time, I'm Rob White.
Thank you, Rob. You know, I feel as if everyone on Earth is a little bit in love with Frank Ocean, whether they realize it or not. So it's good to hear from the man himself again.
You're just using that line to hide your shame that you have all of the lyrics to Thinking About You tattooed on
And
your...
we'll be right back after this commercial break with our final word. Welcome back. For our final word, we thought we would officially say goodbye to the summer by talking about our favorite pieces of entertainment that came out during the summer season. For me personally, I definitely want to talk about my favorite film of the summer, Shane Black's The Nice Guys. It's the same guy who gave you Lethal Weapon, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and Iron Man 3. This film stars Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe as mismatched private eyes trying to find a girl in 1970s Los Angeles. This film bombed at the box office, which is a real shame because it's one of the best written films I've seen so far this year. It's consistently hilarious, beautiful to look at, and insanely rewatchable. If you're one of those people that keeps complaining about not being enough original films and there are too many reboots and superhero movies nowadays, you're doing yourself a disservice by not watching this film. It's a film that deserves more love than it got in theaters.
Well, you know what they say, nice guys finish last. For me, my summer guilty pleasure was Stranger Things. I'll be honest, I did not get into it at first. I thought the opener was a little strange, but I gave it another chance after I saw the social media craze rise up. Really, I should have known it was going to be great. Most Netflix originals are. And let me tell you, by the end of the season, I was on my toes. It's the modern day Goonies. I mean, this is the most adorable cast. Millie Bobby Brown, who plays Eleven, is a natural. Winona Ryder is alarmingly great at playing crazy women. And poor Barb. I'm still a little heartbroken that nobody really gave a second thought to her tragic death. She was one of the few sane people in the show. But great news, everyone, Stranger Things has been confirmed for a second season, and it doesn't stop there. The Duffer Brothers foresee many more seasons to come.
And that wraps up the show for this week. Be sure to check out our website, Facebook, and Twitter pages for news and updates on all things entertainment. I'm Logan Sowash.
And I'm Madeline May. We'll see you next time.